What's up, everybody? How is your Tuesday going? Man, I was like trying to get this video done. It's a pretty good one, I think. It's going to be out in about 2 hours. Our stream is planned for about an hour. I've been trying to enjoy my vacation and not just be a workaholic, but I can't help it with these kind of things. I think the things that we talk about here are more important than people realize. It's not only about it's not about the disagreement at all, to be fair. It is truly all about the honesty. And that's why I talk about these things, not necessarily to prove anybody wrong, but to just try to have the most honest conversation that we can have. And the way to have that honest conversation is to truly throw away your feelings, right? I mean that when I say that at the beginning of the videos, you have to throw away your feelings, which will open up your mind at that point, and then it allows you to question your beliefs. It that process will help you, and that's why I say that, and that's why I think it's so important. It's very hard to be honest and be emotional. It doesn't mean you cannot be honest and emotional, but you're more likely to be chaotic with what is true or what you believe is true. And that's why I harp on it so much. So, hello, humans. I'm Jay, as always. Let's see if we have some discussions today. If not, it's all good. I'll probably go relax and make another video. I got enough energy to pop out a lot of videos. I have to stop myself sometimes. Because if you notice, my videos are pretty long too, for the most part. And I'm popping them out every day. So I obviously have a lot on my mind and a lot to talk about. What's up, Tobacco? If you want to call in, it's the Discord. That link should work. And then it brings you to a little waiting area that I have, and allows you to kind of get your microphone set up and tested. And then I just pull you up to the stage, and that's it. That is it. I would say your meaning of life, it can be fortunately or unfortunately, is kind of up to you, but it also is, since we're social creatures, we are affected by everyone else around us. So not it is not up to you as much as you would think. Like we are all truly more connected than we realize, and not in some spirituality type way, like literally. So if I'm going to have a meaning and that meaning be able to be fulfilled, I most likely have to cooperate with the other social creatures, each other humans, right? So I guess long story short, we as a group decide life's meaning. Now, everybody has their own individual part of that bigger belief, but we decide the meaning. So the meaning for us, if like say the world decided we want to go to Mars, that's life's meaning, and all of us decided to do that, we would be able to accomplish it very quickly. Whatever God of War says. I like that game, by the way. But yeah, I don't know. Meaning is meaning, and if you make it up, it means other people make it up, which means y'all are going to have to cooperate and talk to each other in order for even what you want your meaning of life to be. So, fun times. And I somewhat get that it is very hard to find meaning. So, I could see why a lot of people, we're lazy creatures. I think nature is lazy. It tries to find the laziest way to get things done. So we are nature, we are animals. So we do the same thing where we will seek the path of least resistance, and least resistance would be just for somebody else to tell you your meaning. And since we're in our generation is really rebellious. We no longer are like older generations to where we look at other men and women and other human beings as that authority that is needed, right? That's why so many people attach on to spiritual stuff, anything that's beyond us, right? And it's because, yeah, what I just said. We got Tim that wants to come on in, so let's see what Tim has to say. Unable to load parts of profile. This happened before. It's weird. Let me just try to start a call with you, Tim, and see if that works. I'm gonna send you a friend request. So weird how that crap doesn't work sometimes. It's just like, I guess if you, yeah, weirdly, if you come on here as a guest, it starts acting up. Little bit strange. I am meaning, you know what? Let me go down here and see. No, it doesn't. No, shoot. Let me try it this way. Dot, dang it. Uh, whoever's Tim, I sent you a friend request. You might have to accept that. Just saying. Let's see what we got going on. Um, well, okay. When you say, like, when you mention some bad about your purpose or life being to murder, I'm still saying, I'm still saying you can choose for that to be your purpose. There is nothing. There's nothing that makes it for you. You are making your purpose. So I don't get why. Like, what if your purpose is this bad thing? Why would that change anything? You can choose to do bad things. That is correct. Now, I would have other discussions about free will and how I feel about that. But for the conversation we're having right now, yeah, you would choose to, for that to be your purpose. Other people would choose their purpose, and their purpose would most likely be to keep you from having your purpose, which is murder. And that's why societies that are all about like murder probably don't last too long. Up 2,000 years ago. I said, I guess Tim's still trying to figure this out. Like I said, Tim, I know you're in this waiting room, but I sent you an invite. You have to accept it, I think. You also have a right to do those kind of things. I mean, I don't know how much we can discuss that on YouTube, but I'm all about just don't be hurting other people, man. I don't like those people, the people that get tired and fed up, can't find a purpose, and choose to harm others because they can't find a purpose. I would be against that. But it doesn't, just because something is bad does not mean it's not the truth of it, though. It's still a fact that we make our purpose. It's kind of funny how when we come up with our purpose, it's usually something that makes us feel good. I wonder why. It's because we are the ones doing it, which would make sense for the person that can't find purpose, and it's because how they are looking at themselves. So they are now requesting someone else to look at them and give them the purpose. Looks like Tim's calling here now. Let's see if it works. Tim, you got an echo there, buddy.
What's up, buddy?
I said you got an echo. I hear myself.
I got it squared away right there.
Cool. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
All right, man. Enjoying my
Uh,
little vacation.
nice, man. Yeah, man. I didn't call to argue, man. I called to agree.
That's funny. I mean, that's cool. I don't mind having a little chat real fast.
Yeah, we can have a little chat real fast, man.
What do you got on it?
Oh man, like I was just gonna share a little bit of my story, man, if that's okay. Like
Yeah.
my dad, I'm 57 years old now, man. Deconstruction started when I was like 57. I mean 52 and 57 now. So I've been going at this process for about 5 years, man. So I was just offered some encouragement to some people that are out there, man. If they're struggling, like my dad was a Southern Baptist minister. I was raised in that mess, had it kind of shoved down my throat, tried to believe it for a number of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always, even as a kid, like I was asking the hard questions, like, "Hey, Dad," like little. Like we talking about, I'm 57, so this is like back in the 70s. I'm like 6, 7 years old. I'm like, "Well, so Dad, like, what happened to the Indians?"
Okay. Yeah, you hit him with the hard questions.
Yeah, man. Like I'm just a curious little kid, right? And I was
Yeah.
adopted, right? So I wasn't,
Yeah.
I was adopted. It was a prearranged adoption at like
Yeah.
2 days old.
Yeah.
So it was that. But I would hit him with like, "So what happened to the Indians?" And like just could never get a square answer. Oh, the answer was, well, they got a break. They got a break because they didn't know. And I'm like, then why the hell did you bother telling me this mess, right?
Yeah, that's a good one. When I first heard
Yeah,
that, I forgot who I heard it from, but it was like, well, wait, shouldn't you not tell anyone?
right.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, that
so
would be the
funny.
logical thing,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, yeah. That's funny,
Yeah,
man.
man.
There's so many
Yeah,
things about this whole theology that make you laugh like that, and you can laugh once you realize it's just not true, and it doesn't scare you anymore because it's a funny story that people thought was true at one point. I
yeah.
do think they did think it was true. I do think that.
Yeah, like I had to come to a place like later in life where my dad passed away, and all that stuff. Mom passed away, and like there was a little resentment there, but I had to move past that and go,
Hmm.
well, shit, man. Like I guess they were just doing the best they could with the knowledge they had. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Because they were. I mean, we're out here in Western North Carolina, man. You literally cannot swing a dead cat out here without hitting a church.
Oh, I'm
It's
sure.
like it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
I'm sure.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's in it hook, line, and sinker, and like I tried to make it fit, man. But like I started like I've heard a lot of people say in this in the atheist kind of thing that like I couldn't make it make sense. I started actually reading the Bible. Like I walked away from it when I was like 18, and then later in my late 20s, almost 30, kind of came back to it from more of a not a fundamentalist approach, more of a hip church. Went to like this
Oh,
charismatic church,
yeah.
had the cool music and the
Yeah.
lights and all that, and thought, well, this is cool. Like this
Yeah.
isn't old.
Yep.
And
They got a lot of people that way back in the early 2000s. Like
yeah, man,
all the churches turned into like Joel Osteen, like happy all the time. Like yeah. Anyways.
that turned out to be worse than the fundamentalists, to be quite honest, because it was goofy. Like
Yeah, it got
people,
bad.
all the faith stuff
Yeah.
and like this, just crazy miracle stuff these guys were trying to pull off. And even when I was in it, I was a drummer for 41 years, professional drummer. And so they got me to play drums at the church. And I'm like, okay, cool, I'll just do this, right? But then like I'd see these people falling out on the floor and I'd be like, well shit, man. Like I guess I'm missing something here. I guess they're more spiritual than me or whatever, because I just ain't feeling this right at all. And
Yeah.
it turned out to be a
Yeah.
bigger nightmare than the old school church, which I never saw that coming, right?
I look at things like that. I think our culture's shifting into that. Like, I bring politics into this a lot because I think they blend. We're
Yeah,
kind of
100%.
saying the same thing because the churches were always lying in a way, but they would try to hide it. Now you have just people just not even being afraid of the lie anymore. And it's the same thing with politics. Politics, they've always been scummy people. They've always been taking advantage of it, but they were at least hiding it or trying to hide it. Now,
Right.
they're not trying to hide shit, which makes it
No.
scarier, right? Like that means they're not afraid of you, right? So it's like so it's just like that. If that makes sense, I think those tie together. But
No,
it's just like,
it
yeah,
makes perfect sense. I mean, this whole idea of this idea that I'm hearing Christian nationalism, it didn't come across my radar because I try to stay out of politics. Like I do not claim a political party. Like I got out of I like no, I'm not affiliated when it comes to politics. Like the whole nine. Like it's just so divisional on both sides of the fence.
yeah, you sound
And
like
so this
me.
and I don't really want to adhere to one of those. I'm not, you know, I'm not in your club. Like, cool.
Yeah.
But
But yeah,
this
we
thing
go
I'm
back
hearing,
to the God part. I was just throwing that in there. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the Christian nationalism thing, man, that's came across my radar in the past, I don't know, a couple of weeks. I don't watch a lot of news, and that's like spooky as shit to me.
Yeah, they're trying to reverse time. Like
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like, and people are going along with it because whatever, emotion.
I think
And
people go along with it because they don't read the Bible.
oh yeah, you would have those people. They think this is like the right path. And it's because they have that misconception about what these stories are really saying. If they were true or if they're not true, the stories are horrible. I don't even know how else to word it. The stories are horrible.
No, they're
And
horrific. They're
yeah,
horrific, and I think most people. I mean, I'm basing this on my area, right? I live in a very in like Western North Carolina. You got some people that are highly educated around here. Most of those don't do the church thing, but then the vast majority of people are kind of high school educated. They're good people, but they're not going to do any research. They're
yep.
not going to dig for any history. They're not looking for opposing views to challenge themselves, anything like that. Or hey, why do I believe what I believe? I'm just in it hook, line, and sinker, and I'll just let the preacher tell me what to believe because he or her is the preacher, and without questioning anything. And I just like, wow.
It's
And you try to
weird
have
when
discuss.
people will choose to do that and when they won't though. So like I agree with you, especially I'm from the South too. So
Okay,
you have people that are willing to bend for like that pastor or something. But and like I said, I always tie this back. And whether you agree with what happened or not, when COVID hit, those same people were the people that were trying to burn down the building because they were told to sit somewhere. Now, we don't have to get into whether that was right or not. My point is their attitudes of tell me everything, and then they're being told this other thing, and they're like, no, that is wrong. And let's just say I agree with them that they shouldn't be told to do that. They're okay with their pastor telling them what to do. They're okay with this old ancient book telling them what to do. But then their brains get logical when we talk about something like COVID, like taking a shot or something like that. I get how people want to think about that, but why aren't you using that same logic when it comes to this book? It's like you want to try to be smart in one area and then be dumb in another area. And that's where I don't understand how people can turn their brains on and off like that.
that I guess it's people compartmentalizing, man, because like I see the same thing you're seeing from that aspect. It's like, oh, all of a sudden I'm a scientist, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Or the preacher
exactly.
know,
Yeah.
or the preacher knows better. I'm an expert. I think that's some Dunning and Kruger, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like I think I know something about something, but I don't know enough about the something to know that I don't know shit,
And then
right?
you don't know shit on either case, but
Right.
you act, yeah, that I get what you're saying now. Yeah, you don't know shit either case, but this one you're why yeah, why are they pretending though, I guess. That's I don't get
I
it. I
don't
don't get it. I
I
don't
don't
get
know,
it.
man. I mean, to me, it just speaks to. I hate to use the word, and I don't want to like speak about a whole entire population, but I mean it's ignorant. I mean that's the only way. I'm old school Gen X, so
I don't know if that
pardon
means I don't think it's
pardon.
offensive because I am ignorant in certain areas as well.
And me too. I agree with
So
that. I'm willing to tell you I don't know the answer.
right,
If you have the
yeah,
information,
yeah,
clue me in. Educate me, right? Even at 57 years old, I'm still digging for truth, right? But I don't
yeah.
think a lot of people are like that. I think the
It's
majority wants
hard.
to be.
It's hard to
Yeah, it
admit
is
it.
hard. It is hard to admit it.
Yeah. It's
But I think the
scary. It's
majority of
scary
people
too.
are,
Maybe I shouldn't even say just hard. I think it's scary to admit
yeah,
those kind of things because, and then it like say somebody does that, and maybe that's the process that is going on. They're admitting they don't know, but instead of sitting with that, they're grabbing for the first thing they can in the dark. Right.
yeah,
I just imagine people are in. I was talking to my wife about this. I imagine we're all in this pitch black room, and all we're doing is like scrambling around. I'm talking about like the human race. We have no clue
right,
what's going on, and we're just scrambling around in the dark. And every once in a while, we touch another person
right.
in the dark, right? And if that
Yeah, yeah,
person feels strong, we just hold on to that hand or whatever we just grabbed onto, and we have no clue where it's taking us. By the way, in this metaphor, like
right. We
so
have no
yeah,
clue. Yeah,
yeah. I think
but it's.
if I shorten it, yeah, I think that's kind of what's going on.
I think that's a valid point. There's a guy on Instagram that I see sometimes. He's got a YouTube thing. Dr. Todd Phillips. He was a evangelical megachurch pastor, and he's deconstructed now. And he talks in his story. He talks about being like he's probably my age, or maybe just a couple years younger, but he's right around my age. And he talks about like being 24 years old and going through a really hard time in his life. And his friend goes, "Hey man, like I've got the answer for you. Just do this." And so he dives into it head first because he's going through a
Yeah.
real hard time. Later on his deconstruction, he realized, he said, it could have been Islam, it could have been Hinduism, it could have been Buddhism, it could have been Christianity, it could have been anything that I could have grabbed onto at that time because I was struggling so bad with life in general.
Oh yeah, and I've done that with things that have nothing to do with God either. So to me, it's an obvious human trait. We like we said, we just grab onto shit. We want to survive for the most part, and the thing you can grab onto can be Satan, it can be God, it can be aliens, it can be politics, it can be your children. Like there's like a range, and it's not necessarily going to be good or bad, and that's what I think is hard for people. They don't want to take that step to have to choose all of those things. That's a lot of options. And there's even
It's just,
statistics that show that when you give people more than three options, I believe, like we hate it. Like as human
that's
beings, we hate it.
wow. I haven't heard
Yeah,
that study,
let me look it up.
but
There's like
it sounds like it tracks.
yeah, hold on one second. Keep going though. You can talk. I was just
No, you
looking
good, brother. You good.
like I forgot how
Yeah, it's
many
just
choices it is.
that sounds about right, man. I just think as a species, like people just want to be spoon fed truth, and they don't. And it's a whole lot easier to be spoon fed I'm using air quotes here, spoon fed
Mhm.
a truth than to dig for yourself and find out what maybe your truth is, right? Because what's
Yeah.
true for you may not be true for me. What's right for you might not be right for me. And that's okay, I guess, on a certain level. But like at the end of the day, is there a truth to this? I don't think, and I'm okay to say, I'm finally okay to say, I don't know what the truth is, right? I know what I see. I know what I'm experiencing. You know what I mean? I know what I'm
Yes.
going through in this life.
I never take away
Is that
people's experiences. Like if you had an experience, I'm probably a little bit jealous, and that's awesome. Like that's that's all I can say. But it's just like I still going to require more proof because I have seen people experience something that wasn't there, and it's not has anything nothing to do with God at all. Just like a reality that they thought was there, which means we can hallucinate shit. I've seen it.
oh yeah.
Like we hallucinate. I never believed in it until I saw it because I never experienced hallucination. But no, it's yeah, that shit's real. And when you deal with it in your real life, you realize, oh, our brains are fucked. Like,
Yeah. Well, I
sorry,
mean,
it's like
when I was playing drums at this big church, right? And we would do the
yeah,
praise and worship thing, right? I can't say that I didn't feel something. There were mornings where we'd do a couple services, and I definitely would feel, a certain type of way about things.
Yep.
But then, like, I start doing more investigation to it later on. I'm like, "Oh, these songs were written in certain keys,
Yeah,
in certain
yeah, yeah.
tempos to elicit emotional responses." Now, whether that's done intentionally or not, I don't know, but
Oh, I think
I
that's
always
just
did.
part of music, period. And then once we find out what it does, there are some people that use it to manipulate, of course, but that wouldn't be everybody, right?
Right, it wouldn't be
Yeah,
everybody, I
yeah,
don't think. Some people just do it inherently. Oh, these guys write in this key, so I'm just gonna write
yep,
my stuff in this key. They don't know why. They just do.
yeah, exactly. And it
But I
sounds
did
better to people's ears, you know.
right. It's more
So
pleasing.
yeah,
It creates a mood, a vibe. It creates a atmosphere,
yeah.
right?
There's a
But that's
reason
just
why
me.
when Iron Man is putting on the glove, they have to have certain music. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
you
yeah.
feel that shit. Like I hate watching superhero movies now. Uh only because I hate getting emotional about fake uh people. I don't want to almost tear up when Iron Man is about to die. I'm like, wait, this isn't fucking real. Like
Do you think it's healthy to allow yourself to? I mean, do you think it's healthy or unhealthy to let yourself experience, even if you tell yourself like, "Hey, this is fake, this isn't real, but I'm going to immerse myself in this thing for a couple hours just to
oh
experience the
yeah,
thing,"
yeah.
then allow yourself the emotions.
That's totally fine. I'm more making fun of myself on it's like I stopped watching sports as much because of the same thing. And
Oh yeah,
it's because I can't do all of that. I don't have enough energy, right? I can't do something like this, which is very emotional. Go watch sports and be emotional. Go play poker and be emotional because I used to play poker too. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I can't do all of those things and be okay.
yeah,
I'm going to be totally drained. So it's like I think we should pick and choose. And there are certain times that I think as a society we should kind of say, okay, well, fuck the Super Bowl, fuck the Oscars, all that stuff. We need to start putting our energy into fixing the world because
yeah,
you can't do both. Like that's my point. So our societies have to choose on if it's time to have fun or is it time to get serious. And I think this is just one of those times like, all right guys, we were kind of having our little fun thinking things were getting better and these people snuck in on us. And like I said, it's not one side or the other. I think it's a big coalition here.
oh
And
yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Like whether I agree with one side more or the other, I'm still an honest person and realizing that there's something wrong with the system as a whole, which allows
right,
the people to take advantage of it. And it's the same thing
right,
with religion, by the way. This definitely ties into the God talk. Uh, this has been going on since the beginning of civilization. People have found ways to manipulate, control, and take power, whether they thought they were doing the right thing or not. And that's the key there. And it ties back to our conversation. You can think you're doing something good, it does not make it good.
oh, 100%, 100%. But I mean, how do you like as people, as humans, what do you think our role is in that, helping people open their eyes? Become, I think Alan Watts would have said it as like awaken, right?
Yeah. It's funny how we switched that word to mean bad shit now. Uh, like woken shit, you know. So
Yeah.
uh, I think this is part of like why I think it's more simple that we just need to be able to communicate honestly first before we worry about solving any problems. Because until we can talk to each other correctly, we're going to be making two different bridges, bro.
No,
you,
I agree.
you know, so it's just like I don't even want to make it even difficult at all and be like, oh, how do we solve healthcare, how do we solve this part, how do we solve that part? It's like if we can't even sit at a damn table and be honest about obvious shit, there's no way we're solving any problems. And I am more of like I focus on religion just because honestly I'm in the United States. I had some guy on my YouTube channel. He messaged me. He's like, "Bro, y'all are crazy over there. Y'all are still stuck on this religious shit." And I don't know where it's from. I honestly thought there was a religion problem everywhere, and I need to do some research on Europe or something. But I thought it was everywhere. But him saying that still made me realize how archaic this crap is.
Well, I mean, yeah, but we just celebrated 250 years as a country, man. That's a baby.
It is a baby. It is a baby.
It's a baby. It's
Yeah.
a baby. And like people go 250 years. It's like, man, Europe is been going way longer than 250
I see
years.
your
I don't know
point.
the
I
exact
see your
number.
point. Okay. That would tie
Yeah,
into
but
my
like,
question. Yeah.
yeah. So like to me, like we're kind of an infant country in the scheme of the world, and in the scheme of other countries that are out there that are more more advanced than us. We're not, like this. I love this country. I was born here. I'm not a USA hater,
Yep.
but
Me
I
too. I
don't.
like it
But
here.
but I'm not. But I'm not buying all the hype either. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
just because you love the country doesn't. If you here, let me say it this way: if you love the country, you should always want it to progress.
Exactly.
Like the people that want stuff to stay the same are usually on the wrong side of history. It's almost always been that way. And because the only time you want shit to stay the same is when you don't want progress. That's the usual case. There are outliers, don't get me wrong, but it's mostly because you just don't want progress. And those people will always go down kicking and screaming, just like the people that want progress would go down kicking and screaming. And this ties back into the original part of our beginning of discussion was we are all trying to make our own destiny, and it's so obvious it's nothing besides us. Like
Right.
there's no being sending it down, and that's why it's so chaotic. And that's why it all can be true, whether it's bad or good. That person can think of a way that it's the truth. It's because it's all subjective anyway, right? It's all subjective. And
Oh, it's absolutely subjective. I believe.
that's what makes it hard because it is
Yeah.
subjective. Yeah.
So,
And
so
yeah.
like trying to get a lot. I agree with you, man. Like communication. That's why I walked away from political parties in general, because it's like so divisive. And I mean, maybe this sounds conspiracy theory like. I don't mean it to be if it does, but like that's why I think the political parties they separate the general population on hot button topics. On one
Yep.
side, you got the abortion issue. Oh, abortion is murder. Abort it's my no, but it's my right. And then you got the gun issues. And I'm a 2A proponent. As long as you're a responsible gun owner and like you're not a felon, which those laws are already in place, like
Yep.
responsible gun ownership. Oh, they're going to take the left's going to take your guns. No, they're not. No, they're not. If they were, no, they're not. Or then so it's all hot button topics.
Well, I
And
would
if you,
even say
if you
this: if
go
you
ahead.
say that, it's cool. Now show me how you know that, because I would also want to know if there is going to be something that I would not agree with when it comes to my rights. The problem is, I'll take anybody's argument. I'll even listen to a racist ass person. I'll talk to you, but at least provide the argument. Don't just say it with emotion and think that's going to convince me. Like, if you're a racist, please come to me and explain to me how that is logical. You
Right,
you probably can't, which is why you're just going to go to anger. And it's the same thing
right,
with all of the things that you really can't prove. Your only option at the end, when you have no evidence, is to just play on emotion.
right,
That's it. Like, and the people that play on your emotion first, which religion has always done, that is your first clue.
right.
That is
Nah,
your
I agree.
first clue of there should be an alarm bell going off. And once
Oh
I
yeah,
found that out, like, and I was like, man, I was super believer, man. Like, gosh, like when I think about it, like, yes, like I even get a little excited having that feeling that I had before, right? Like
yeah.
I used to just want to go like share it, bro, all the time. I was a weird ass teenager. Like, like I was weird, man. And like I was super weird because I was actually like good in sports too. So I was like really fucking weird. And it was really hard for me to play sports, and I was just happened to be pretty good. But my problem was I believe this book so much that I was like, what is the point of playing basketball or anything? So it actually stunted me from being as good as I could be because I could never emotionally get attached to it because I was like, wait, the world's ending soon. Jesus is coming. Like I used to like wonder why my parents like would do it. Like, what are we doing, you guys? Like,
Oh yeah.
you're telling me Jesus is coming. Why does the world care about all this other shit, right? And the problem with that, this is me, this is my fault, but it's I would never would have had those thoughts without this book. And I would have never harmed myself, which I did, by having those thoughts because of some untruthful thing. And some people think that's amazing and all that other crap. Like, oh, you gave your life to the Lord. But I technically was ruining my life.
I can see. I can see that. I can see that. I can see your perspective on that, depending on your experience.
And my life didn't
I can
even
totally
end
see
bad,
that.
by the way. It's just I wasn't living in reality.
Oh, I've been the not living in reality part for sure.
So it's
But
just
I
like,
mean, like for me, like when I got to my like late teens, like let's say I can't remember the exact time. Let's just say 18, 19. Like I remember at one point, like I got this NIV Bible, right? And I'm like, okay, this is the translation directly from the Hebrew and the Greek. It's that's the latest, greatest, and like this is it. I'm just gonna start reading this thing like from a blank, try to read it from a blank slate and just like not figure it all out, but like, see what, just read it for what it says, right? And quit taking people's
yeah,
opinions. I'm like 18, 19 years old. And by the end of it, I'm like, I could never, it's from that moment on at like 18, 19, I could never escape this idea that like, I don't know what the hell these people are talking about, but there's two different gods in this Bible. There's, there's
was that one
two
of your
different,
first ones you found, or you?
well, I mean, like I would read the Old Testament and I read all the killing, all the the flood narratives and like this mean, angry God in the Old Testament. Then you get to the New Testament, it's like, whoa, wait a minute, change my mind. We're not doing that anymore. We're gonna do this. We got this. I'm gonna send my son. I'm gonna kill him, and like this is
Yeah.
it forever. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. If God's perfect, the Bible just admits, pardon my French, the Bible just admits he just fucked up.
that
Because if all
that
the
that is
stuff
the
in
whole Old Testament, bro.
yeah, I know. Oh, it is
Yeah.
100%. But transitioning from the old to the new, like, well, then God fucked up. He's not perfect
Oh yeah. I got you. Okay.
everything he said in the Old Testament, all of a sudden is like, okay, that ain't working for us no more. We're gonna do this new thing, and then like I'm gonna sacrifice my son now for the ultimate sacrifice, and like then we're gonna put them. Jesus comes along, and all of a sudden, hey, we're playing nice now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It would make sense in the
And
culture,
that
though.
may be
By
a
the
very
way.
simple yeah, oh yeah, I learned that later, but
Yeah.
nobody's, down here in the good old South, nobody's teaching that. You know what I mean? Nobody's telling the truth. People are, but it's this world of apologetics before I knew what apologetics were. Oh, this is what, me asking the hard questions all the time. It's like, well, no, this is why that makes sense.
Yep.
Really? Okay, well, that's your answer, and I guess that sounds kind of plausible, maybe. But like it's a for even for my mind then it's like that's a stretch, and then eventually it led to like, man, if people got to make this many excuses
Exactly.
to
Yep.
make this book make sense,
Yeah.
then the book don't make sense.
Yeah, that's what got me when I finally got to that. Because at least I will say this about myself when I was Christian, I still said the same things. I was like, damn, God does condone slavery in the Bible. I was still a Christian. I would say that, and then I would be like, I got questions for God when I die. That's how I was.
Right,
I
right,
would not make excuses for it because it's fucking obvious. It's
right.
obvious. Like God is okay with slavery. I will argue to the death with somebody on that. It's there. Like that is if there's anything in the Bible, that's there, bro. So
Oh,
it's
100
just
percent, it's there.
and that should make everybody question God. And the people that it doesn't make question, sorry, as a black guy, I got questions. Even the
I
black
get
people,
that.
even the black people that believe it just blows my mind when I see like a black person doing apologetics for. Oh my god. Anyways, All right.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing I never thought about, man. Because like I grew up. My dad was the preacher. This is the '70s, right? So I was living in this town over near, if you know where Greensboro, Raleigh area is. So it was even in the '70s, it was still a little more progressive. So this is the like set 1976. I had black friends, I had Mexican friends, and you didn't see Mexican people around here much then. And so I remember having this birthday party at like 7, inviting all these kids over. And to me, they were just kids, right?
Yep.
Black,
Yep.
Mexican, whatever. I didn't care.
Having a good
And
time.
so having a good time. And then,
Yeah.
but then mom was like, "Oh yeah, the deacons can't find out about this." I'm like, well, "Why?"
That's so sad, bro.
Bro, that's
That's
the way.
so
I mean, yeah,
sad, man.
like the deacons in this church couldn't find out that I had friends of different races. And like that kind of fucked me up as a kid too, man. I'm like, well, what's the deal here, man?
Yeah.
I thought this Jesus dude loved everybody. Yeah, red and yellow, black and white. We are precious in his sight. You know,
That's I haven't heard that
like,
shit. It's a long ass time. That's funny.
yeah, that's what I'm
Good,
saying, man.
good.
That's the propaganda I was raised on. But then you see, as a kid, in my kid mind, you see the reality of how this is playing out, and it's like, as a kid, nothing will warp your brain quicker than hearing people say one thing and then watching them do the exact fucking opposite in reality. Like
That's
that,
why
as a
being a kid
kid,
sucks, man. Because you literally have to deal with that. There ain't shit they can do. Like
no,
their whole life is watching adults do shit that they're told not to do.
exactly,
That's like the
exactly. So like,
worst system ever.
is it not? Is it not, man?
It's so
Like
stupid, bro. Like,
it's crazy,
and
man.
realize this. What's funny? How you know we're messing up is that animals don't do that. Like animals literally teach their kids what they're supposed to do. Like we are animals. Sorry, we're the strange animals that don't like. We tell our kids to do opposite of what they see us do.
Right.
But like, if you got a lioness teaching her cubs, she's like, "No, bro, we go bite this motherfucker." You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. It's sorry. It's just like, dude. It's
It's nuts,
hilarious.
man.
It's hilarious. Like,
It's nuts. It's nuts. And like, and then you get to be an adult and you get a little smarter, or in my case, I got a little smarter, went to college, got a little smarter and started like just really questioning more of it. And like, for me, it was like this slow roll out of religion. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But then I'm living in this area
yeah. That's
where
got to be
there's
tough.
literally,
Yeah,
there's nothing else. There's not I mean, like, there's literally nothing. There's one Catholic church around here. That's the whole other thing. But then everything else is either Pentecostal, Southern Baptist, Methodist, Lutheran. And like literally, if you could pop over here, you'd see, man, it's like there's another church. Oh, there's another church beside that church. I'm out on the road, there's another church. Then like there's 40, last time I did a look, there's like 48 or 50,000 people in the county that I live in.
yeah.
And I think there's over 300 or 400 churches.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's a business too. Like I said, not all the churches are businesses, but there's so many that obviously people are doing it for business purposes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
And they say they don't want to, but that's not what it's about. But then
I have a
oh,
weird
we're
thing
here.
on believers. Maybe this will be our last topic here. See what you think. I was always in, and you kind of heard this in my story. I never understood why Christian people that believed in the gospel, especially or specifically,
Mhm.
would care about their material lives at all. Because if you
Right.
read it, Jesus says the time is near. Whether
Mhm.
yeah, I think he lied, but let's just say even if you still believed it, it means the time would still be near, right? So it's just like,
Right.
why isn't your whole life only with that? Like, that's what it should be. Those people should not be trying to be politicians. They should not be trying to do anything. They literally should just be like, what are those people that just sit in like the woods and shit? Like they literally would just be there praying to God every day, asking for manna from the skies. But what I noticed as a child, it's like, wait, all the Christians are acting just like everybody else. Do they
In
really
most cases,
do they really
worse.
believe? Yeah,
In
worse.
most
Well,
cases,
when you're a hypocrite,
worse.
it's worse too. When you're a
Oh
hypocrite,
yeah.
it makes it worse. But I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, I see Christians, I don't know if they believe as much as they even say. And obviously, this is just my own opinion, but I don't see Christians following what it would seem to me be like real belief.
My wife and I have had this discussion several times. She was in a very spiritually abusive church up north before she moved down here in her 20s. And she's out of it. She's out of the whole thing too. That like, okay, people, I'm judging it from my perspective, from the people that I see in my small demographic, right? People pick and choose what they believe, and the people that we've known in our lives, like missionary types or like evangelical types, who try to raise their families like solely based on the Bible, those
Mhm.
people end up looking weird as shit.
Okay. Okay.
It just looks weird. Like you've got, like, we knew this family, and the husband was an evangelical like prison minister. His wife was stay-at-home mom, and they had like three boys and three girls. Like the girls couldn't swim with the boys. These brother and sisters. The boys couldn't
Wow.
swim with the girls. The girls had to wear one piece long bathing suits. They had two separate bathrooms, boys and girls. Like it was just really, because our daughter went over there and stayed with them one time for a few weeks during the summer, and she came back and told us this. We're like, what the hell? And we were in church at the time, and it seemed weird to us, like it
Hmm.
was that strange. But they're trying to follow what they see as true
Yeah.
biblical living
Yeah.
style, and it just ended up looking really, really, really strange, like abnormally strange.
Yep.
Does
Yeah,
does
you're
that
right.
make
You're right. No,
does
you're
that kind
right
of
because
play to
it's
your
from
question?
a, it's perfect because it's from a different time. So
Right,
if you try to replicate it, you will look strange. Just like Christians
right.
now, if they went back in time, they would get stoned.
Yeah,
Like they would be gone. Like it's like you can't, like, because to them and the people that made this religion, you aren't a real Christian.
right.
Like it's, I don't know. It's interesting to me, and I don't know how that. I brought that up because I don't know understand why people think that they're right during this time when they're further from the events that I'm questioning. Right? There, if anything, I should believe those people. Right?
And the history behind the whole thing is like, it really blew my mind. That the first time I learned that the Synoptic Gospels didn't really have authors, that those names were attached,
Yeah.
later on, and they were anonymous documents. Bro, I was like, what?
You've been
Are you
lied to
kidding me?
forever. Been lied to.
I've been lied to forever. And
Yeah.
then I find out that like Daniel, the book of Daniel, all the mess in that, the book of Jeremiah, I believe.
What got
What's
me
the other
was
one?
the books that they when I read Enoch for the first time. That was another one because I saw there's they actually quote Enoch. So I was like, in the Bible, I forgot which chapter, but I know somebody will look it up. But if you're going to quote Enoch in the Bible and then take out the whole book, that seems a little weird to me. Like, and not quoted
It's
in
it's
some
it's,
bad way. They usually like literally quoted as
it's
part
sketchy,
of scripture. And it's like, oh,
it's
y'all were
sketchy,
fucking picking and choosing what y'all wanted. Oh, that makes sense
right?
again. And the reality makes more sense than the bullshit.
Well, then you heard the
Yeah.
Council of Nicaea, I believe is what it was called, that put the Bible, that started putting the Bible together. You learn about that, and you're like, wait a minute, this thing was just put together by a bunch of dudes. Now maybe they were smart dudes, and maybe they were theological geniuses or whatever. Obviously, they weren't, or we wouldn't be picking it apart today.
I
But
think
like,
they did pretty good for their time,
I,
to be fair.
I guess you work with what you got. You got to work with the material you got. You know what I mean? This is what we
Yeah.
got. We got to make it make sense, right?
Well, we have the
And you
hindsight and the education, but they did pretty good, man. Look, people still believe it.
oh yeah, and that's the
So
spooky part. That's the
they
spooky
did
part to
good.
me.
Like I always
What's
say
that?
that about the Bible. They did well. It's just wrong.
I think because I think when when hell got introduced as a thing, they talked about the original text talked about Sheol, and Jesus actually mentioned Gehenna, I
Yeah,
believe it
yeah,
was.
yeah,
And I'd never heard the term Gehenna. I'm like, what's this Gehenna? Like they took that out and put in hell. Well, then you've got your fear factor in there, right? Now we've got our fear factor. Now I got the big payoff at the end. And
yeah.
for me, I started. If you look at all major religions, There's always a payoff if you follow the religion and a punishment if you don't. And that's the thing I think a lot of them have in common is like, oh, there's the payoff at the end if you follow our thing, and if at the end if you don't follow our thing, well, then there's this
Yeah,
bad thing that happens to you.
that's the universal start of a control system. It's
Right.
just, yeah. Anyway, and like I said, it works. Don't get me wrong. Like your kids having a punishment will help them make the right decisions. This is true. And nature does it in its own way. Yeah, this is how we learned how to educate our children is by, hey, somebody that their family kept going in that bush without even thinking about it. Those people got eaten. You know what I mean?
But that's natural. That's natural selection, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And then you have the groups that were like, hey, let's tell our kids to not do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Right.
Like, so it's just it's so simple. I think I always say this. I think the truth behind why we did these things, why these stories were made, why the cultures believe them are more interesting than the apologetics. Like I think ancient culture is one of the most interesting things there is. Like it's so interesting to me. Like these like whoever these people were that wrote this. I almost don't even care. Like I would rather just get to the truth behind why they wrote it and all this other crap that not crap, all the other important stuff when people really just want to make up crap. Like
Right.
we don't have to make up anything. Let's just read what they wrote. And guess what? In Exodus, or in sorry, it would be Deuteronomy, Exodus. God does condone slavery. It says it. Like
Right.
we don't gotta make up shit. Let's
But then
just
I've heard the apologetics. Like you probably I'm sure you know the apologetics. Like, well, it wasn't slavery like the old slavery
indentured
from
servitude. Yeah.
and it was indentured servitude. It was that they weren't forced to stay. But then you get to the other verses where it talks about you can pass them down to your through your lineage, and like
I mean, as soon
that's
as you say
not
property,
as soon as you say property or you're
yeah,
passing this person down, like that blows that apologetic out of the water.
yeah,
There's no arguing that. To me, there's not.
they try to.
But I guess some people just want to make it make sense and believe it so much, man. They'll make excuses for it because I guess some people. I mean, not to sound, I don't think I'm better than anybody, but I think I'm a deeper thinker than the average bear. So some people just don't want to think that deep, or they get distraught when they think that deep on it, or
I just
whatever.
want them to be honest about it. I think the problem is, like I said, I don't judge the past. The past was the past. People thought
Right,
whatever. Uh, it's just when you actually have the information and then you still agree with the past, you're probably going to be on the wrong side. That's just usually how it works. But I would just want you to admit it. Like, admit that the Bible says there's slavery and then you deal with it. The problem is people don't want to deal with it, and that's what upsets me about the apologetics. Is like you are only fixing this because you know it's wrong. Other than that,
right,
you wouldn't know. There's no apologetics for Jesus Christ rising from the dead. Like they just believe it. It says it,
right.
right? So
And,
no,
and
that one's right though. You know what I mean? God meant that one. Like it's so
but
stupid.
how many Christians never look never it'd take 5 minutes on the Google search to find out how many religions that predated Christianity spoke of a virgin birth, how many religions predating Christianity spoke of a resurrection. It's a 5 minute Google search, and the
Yeah,
people that still won't even have the sense to look at an opponent. Not if you don't want to adopt it, fine. You don't. I'm not saying you have to adopt anybody's idea or whatever, but do a 5 minute Google search and try to draw some conclusions on your own
yes.
and find some opposing viewpoints and just
Which is
entertain them.
honesty. Yeah, yeah. That's what honesty would be. And because I'm
That's
not
what I
saying
think.
don't believe it. I am saying if I can find these things, you can, and then we have to agree. If we both found the same evidence, you don't get to make apologetic for it. We did our research there. It's like,
Well,
we
it
agreed.
was either I can't remember. It was one of the Stoics that said it's the mark of the educated man to be able to entertain an idea without accepting it.
Yeah. Okay. I
I
like that.
I
Yeah.
can't remember if it was Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, or perhaps Socrates. It was one of the three, I believe. Somebody will probably find it. But yeah, when I heard that quote, because I'm a big fan of the Stoics, because it's just philosophy. There's no religion attached. It's just philosophy, right?
Yeah,
And there's some good stuff in there that I can work with, right, on a personal level. But like, yeah, when I first read that, it's the mark of an educated man to be able to entertain an idea without having to accept it. I thought that's it, man. Like that's
I would say that's
I
what
should be. I,
science is there.
yeah, I should be able to look at somebody else's viewpoint and try to put myself in their shoes. That's empathy, right?
Mhm.
And at least hear them out and go, okay, does this hold water? You know, and let me put myself in this person's shoes and see how, if I were them, I would feel. Try to feel somebody's feelings, as it were, right?
Yep.
And then and just try to put myself in those shoes. Like that would carry humanity. Just that much of empathy and honesty would carry humanity as a whole a long way.
I
But
think it's one
but
of those
again,
things
people,
again where we teach our kids these things. When you take your kid to the playground, you teach them all the things you were just saying. Be kind, do the right thing, all these other things. And then when you
right?
grow up, you tell them, "Hey, forget all that shit. The world
Get all that
sucks.
shit.
Be
Yeah,
fucking heartless. Be mean. Get yours." You know, it's
get yours.
hilarious. It's
I
hilarious.
know it's sad too. It's sad, but I hope, man. Like I'll probably never live to see it. I hope I do. It'd be nice to think I would, but I would love to live long enough to see this whole religion thing like come to an end and humanity like get just at least more get together and see a big deflation of religiosity in the
Yeah,
world.
I'll
That would be
meet you
I think
halfway
that'd be a
up.
beautiful thing.
I'll meet you halfway on that and say just because I don't even think we're anywhere close to the getting rid of it, I just want people to be able to speak honestly about it. I know there are some believers, and this is part of my video you'll see today if you watch it. It's, I think you're trying to lie to God if God exists in certain ways, right? Like that would be the people that refuse to question the Bible. Like God knows you're questioning it if God's for real. Like, so it's just like, yeah, just question it out loud. Let's talk about it because
Right.
you not wanting to be honest about it doesn't even do anything. I know you're thinking about these things, and I was talking to our buddy yesterday, Cash. He was on here, and the point was, what like God wouldn't fear? Why would God fear anybody questioning it? Like, what is God scared of? Like, why would God
Right.
feel disrespected? This
If you
doesn't make any
if
sense.
if you take it from a biblical perspective, even like, okay, God, let's just pretend, let's play this game. If God made me and God made me the way I am, then God knew that I was going to be a very curious young man, grow into a very curious adult. God knew there would be questions, but yet
Yeah.
there are no answers to my questions.
Yep.
So like, does this point toward, from a biblical perspective, does this point toward a perfect God? It just doesn't. The math don't math,
Yeah.
you know?
I always say, what the hell? Perfect what? You can be a perfect bad person. Like, what if you're
Yeah,
perfectly bad? Like when people say perfect, why does it have to be good? That perfect and good don't usually go together in the way we mean good. Like in the like usually people mean good, like not bad for somebody. I mean, like
right,
I get something can be good at what it does, which would be like a version of perfect. So when I say perfect, it just means it's perfect according to what that goal is. And why everybody always chooses God to be good is also another hint that it's all subjective. Why is nobody choosing the God that's going to burn us all for no reason? Oh, they do, but they fixed the apologetic. My bad. Sorry. Why,
yeah,
why do people choose the guy? You get what I'm saying? Even though that
yeah,
literally is the Christian God. I wasn't trying to make a joke there. Uh, but but for real, like God could just be bad. I don't believe that that's true because I don't believe we have proof of it, of a God, period. But who's to say that if you're right, God is some good thing that's smiling and loving us? That'll be my last
right.
question, and I'll let you in on that one.
Yeah, man. I agree with you. Like I have the same questions, so I don't really have much to add to that. Like I have the exact same questions. So,
All right, that's
If
cool.
that if no, yeah, like if that's the case, like I agree, it locks my brain up too. Like I kind of get locked up there, like that, and that's why I have to go. If it doesn't make sense, then for me, I just accept it doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm okay
Yep.
with that. But what I damn sure know is I'm not running back to religion to try to solve those problems ever. You know what I mean? Like because I have a history with that that
Yep.
says you wasted a whole lot of time. Now, I guess waste of times. I guess it depends on how you look at it. Like, was it a waste of time? Probably not, because I learned and I grew through it, and I came to the conclusion that I'm at today. And honestly, like at 57 years old, I've never been more at peace. I've never been
Yep.
happier with a simple life. Right?
I became
I've
a
I,
nicer person, even though I
I
was
became a
always I never did anything horrible to anybody. I was always a good guy, but I became a nicer person and a more caring person when I started realizing this crap wasn't true.
Yeah, like I care more about humanity on the big picture than I ever have. I care more
Yeah.
about leaving this world. I hope to affect my area of this world in a positive way somehow before I check out of here, and cease to exist. It would be nice to think I could have some kind of positive impact on some people. I never thought that way in religion. You know what I mean? It,
Yeah.
it was just, it was always like we're right and they're wrong. But just bless them, right? Like that kind of stuff. Just
It's
and now
it's the team mentality.
yeah, now I just think how ignorant, how prideful, how ignorant, and how closed-minded was that.
Yeah.
And now, like I said, I totally care about people on the big picture way more than I ever did in the other thing. And so I'll take that for the win today. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think that's a good little ending right there. That's good. I knew you had something in you.
All right, brother. Hey,
All
it was a
right, man.
pleasure talking to you, man. Love the channel, man. Love the channel. You keep it up.
Thank you, brother. Take care.
All right, have a good one. Bye bye.
Yeah, peace. All right, that was nice. I like um I like those chill conversations. Very chill, very honest. And also sounds like still open to things. That's my main thing. I want everybody to be open. If you're a religious person and you believe, you should still be open to being wrong, right? I have a video coming out today about Pascal's wager and how I think it's ridiculous. It has some Christopher Hitchens in there. I think you guys will like that one. Um that one will be popping up at right after we end the stream. So once we end the stream, you guys go over there and watch my video. Please. All right. Let's see. Are we gonna get Patal in here to have a chat? Is this the day that Patal comes? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. You guys, don't forget to click your buttons. Let YouTube know that you like looking at my face at least a little bit, or like hearing my voice a little bit. I guess I'll let you guys, like today I did, or yesterday, we went and looked at the stars. I went to an observatory. It was pretty fun. Saw some really cool stuff. It's pretty amazing, man. And it definitely lets you know how small we are. Did I look at God stars? How did I know you were going to say something like that? Come on. Did I look at God stars? I would ask God why God made all that extra space with nothingness. That's probably going to kill us, by the way. Like God made a bunch of stuff that's going to kill us. Yeah, that was my first one. Very first one. Had a really good time. I mean, we see it as nothingness. You know, space is a lot of nothing, right? And you know, space will kill us instantly, right? Pretty much instantly. Anyways, how y'all doing, man? Why doesn't God want humans up there? What reason would it be that God doesn't want humans in space? Now, like you're already just making up a lot of stuff, but come on, man, that's ridiculous. I don't even know why you just typed that. Like, I don't even think he really believed what you just typed. I'm gonna give you a chance to not rebut that, to take that back. Come on now. You can't be that silly, guys. It's 2026, man. 2026, okay? We gotta chill out with some of this. You always sound like a nice fun gentleman. You too nice for this. Nah, man. You need people like me too, okay? Like you need me to be nice. You need your mean people like Matt and Justin and all those guys. You need the mean people, but you need somebody chill too, man. Like and here's the thing, right? I want you to feel okay with admitting some of these things. I think a lot of believers don't want to even be honest because as soon as they're honest, you just punch them in the gut. It's like you don't have to punch them in the gut, right? Like nobody needs to be like, I want to reward people for being honest. Like, good job, man. Good job. So, but some people need to get knocked in the stomach. I'm not saying that, right? I'm just not the guy that's gonna go punch you in the stomach. I'm gonna slowly push your stomach. Slowly. Some people are gonna punch it. Coffee. If you want to join Discord, you can. Oh, hold up. My bad. Did I spell it right? Sometimes I can't spell. All right. We got about, excuse me, we got about 30 more minutes ish. All right, Patal. Check you later, sister. You came in here, did your preaching, and left. Actually, were you arguing a little bit? Usually you don't say anything. You just, humans are lungs. Nah, you were just preaching, Patal. Oh, wait, you did say one thing, but you didn't answer for this. You said God don't want humans up there. You need to tell me where that came from. God don't want humans up there. All right. I can think of a verse you might, excuse me. I can think of a verse you might be talking about, but I don't want to spoil it. All righty. Let's see if we got some interesting topics in the. Ooh, do y'all want to pull up? Some of y'all don't like that guy though. What was the guy we were watching? I forgot his name again. Like we can do a little react to that guy's video real fast. I just forgot his damn name. Why do I always forget his name? Bowling. Somebody bowling. Yeah, bowling. Let's watch some of that crap. Don't do him. All right. Let's see if there's something else. All right. If we don't want to do him, that's fine. I just thought he does controversial stuff. That's all. But yeah, if y'all don't want that, nah, yeah, we did Nick before. That's cool. God Logic. I did a video on him. Let's see if he's got anything new. I think he just be saying shit, man. He knows how to talk. I'll say that. But I was watching him debate a Muslim, and that's yeah, I made a video on it. I'm like, that's so hilarious how they don't notice that they're calling out each other's arguments. Oh, we got somebody that wants to talk. So never mind. No video. Hello. Gotta unmute yourself. Oh, you were there. I did. You were there. Uh, Let me know in chat when you're ready, because you were in there. And let me do this. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Where is it? Getting kind of tired. Chat box. All right, let me pull you up again. Hello. Oh, we got somebody having issues. Just a little bit. All right. Maybe. Where the heck is it? That's not it. All right, Dippo, we're gonna try you one more time. Hello. You're turning green, which means you almost have your mic working. You might just gotta check that little microphone, make sure your volume's up, but I saw you go green, which is a good sign. All right, last try. Hello. Like I'm a commercial. Hello and welcome to Movie Phones. Yeah, I see you messing with your settings. Most likely it's just the default mic is not set up, or you have to go to your like Windows settings and default mic, all that. Discord can get annoying for people, that's for sure. All right, just I I think you're able to like test your own microphone. From the phone, I don't know. That's true. I don't know about the phone. I know you said you were having issues with the phone. That might be, but I don't see why it'd be issue with the phone though. Doesn't make sense. All right. Well, while we're figuring that out, let me find a video. Golly. Sorry. You know what? Let's do this, Dispo. I'm gonna just call you directly. If this doesn't work, it means your setup's not right. So hold on. We'll do this. I'm gonna send you a friend request, and then you add me, and then just call directly. If that doesn't work, then there's an issue. That's what our last guest did. And then you can unfriend me after, obviously. We don't have to stay friends. I will not be hurt. All right, let's see what video I can get going. Because either we're about to talk to somebody or we're going to look at this video. Why Jews rejected Jesus even after watching him perform miracles. That one looks too long. I want like a, I would like a live one. Hmm. No, our moral compass does not point to Creator God. Our moral compass points to subjectivity, which is why our moral compasses always change depending on the culture. I think that's pretty simple. I think that's pretty straightforward. Because even if I granted you that there was some kind of objective morals, which I don't, you can't just make up an answer. there has to be evidence for the answer that you give. You can't just say God. Like, wait, where's the proof of this God that you're talking about? That doesn't make sense. You would still need to prove that the answer that you're giving is possible. That's how answers work. All right, I'm gonna try our buddy one more time. Hello. Yeah, pretty tough. Here, I'm gonna do start call. Let's see. Start call. I don't know, guys. Maybe I should get Zoom on here too. I'll probably just start doing a Zoom link as well. I feel like people are more honest in the Discord though, because you have to like log in with your own account. So I'm probably gonna get less trolls. But if it's difficult for people, I think I've lost like a couple calls because people can't get on the Discord. So that's unfortunate. Why don't you get in here, motivation? Come on. Why don't you be my last chat? Come on up. All right, let's see. Oh, you do have trouble calling in? I mean, it is what it is. It sucks, but but usually every time somebody has not been able to join at first, and then I did another stream, they had got it fixed. So Discord does work. It's just you just have to go Google how to set it up or know how to set it up. Yeah, I can't. I don't know what video to do. I want it to be like a punchy video. What do y'all think about God losing a war, losing a battle? Here, let's do this one. This is going to be John Lennox, everybody's favorite. This is why I am absolutely certain about God. All right, let's do that one. Okay. Hold up. And then we will end it after we laugh at this probably. But we're gonna give him a shot. Give John Lennox a shot. We're gonna see what the hell I do have YouTube Premium. What are you talking about, bro? All right. Let's see what John Lennox has to say.
Of religions, how can anyone be certain they have the truth? A skeptic challenged Oxford
We don't need this.
mathematician John Lennox, pointing out that most professors today aren't certain of anything. Listen to how Lennox defends his faith.
When I listen to you, you seem so certain, and yet we live in a world in which there are many theories. There's nearly 1 billion people who follow Buddhism, and I wonder, as we look at the evidence that exists, when I listen to you, you sound like a mathematician talking about religion. And if we went to places like Harvard Divinity School and the people who teach religion at Oxford, and we did a survey about how certain they are about their own religious beliefs, I think they would be very uncertain.
Oh, especially in Oxford, yes.
Well, here too. On what grounds are you so certain when things seem so fuzzy?
On what grounds am I?
There's a good quote. This might be, maybe Christopher Hitchens stole it from somebody or whatever, but you have to question the person that is this certain about something that is not provable, right? You gotta question question people like that, man. Like, I don't know, something that's not provable and you're certain, that is a contradiction.
Certain that my wife loves me. After 46 years married, I would say I was certain she loves me. I think
That's not true. I talk about this all the time. A lot of people don't like talking to me about relationship shit because no, you can think somebody loves you and they don't. It can look like somebody loves you and they don't. No, you cannot be certain. Your husband, your wife can cheat on your ass. Yes, it can happen.
this may seem very strange to some people. I think God wants us to be certain. Indeed, that's explicit in the New Testament. These things are written that you might know.
God does not want us to be certain. God wants faith.
That you have eternal life, writing to people that have trusted Christ. And you see, I think part of the problem with the question is people sometimes get the impression that I exude a certain amount of certainty because like a mathematician, I've absorbed all kinds of high-powered arguments and they're totally conclusive and so on. That is not the case at all. The arguments to me are very important, but think of my wife again. I cannot prove to you by mathematics that my wife loves me. No, I can't.
Yeah, that's true.
That certainty that we get in mathematics, that intellectual certainty, occurs in no other scientific discipline apart from mathematics. Now, mathematics had its problems at the logical level, but leaving those aside, you don't get that certainty in the physical science. You don't get it in medicine and so on and so forth. You don't get it anywhere else. But you can talk about, and of course this is the pet phrase these days, evidence-based medicine, don't you? That's very much the buzzword. What's your evidence? Now, I'm an evidence-based Christian. I don't see any difference here, except that
He's not evidence-based. He is feelings-based, just like the wife thing. That's a feelings-based thing. I believe my wife loves me because of feelings. So when she shows me she doesn't love me, I don't take that as, you know what I mean? Anyways, it's just like, it's stupid, dumb.
The stakes are higher, but my faith is based on evidence, just as your faith in a particular cure or course of medicine will, I hope, be based on evidence. And that's what he's studying, doing systematic studies to see where the evidence leads, and therefore what can we do about it. So there's a great deal of commonality between my science and my response to God, but my response to God is...
No, he does not treat God like science. Not at all.
Not response to a theory merely, but to a person. Now, where does the certainty come from? It comes from this, that I do believe that God, as Roger Bacon put it, the founding father of modern science, that God has two books. The book of nature, of which we can read something about God, his fingerprints all over it. But
that's assuming that nature is designed by God. That's not scientific unless he tests it, right? So unless he comes in the next 5 minutes, which I doubt, about the test that everybody can do to show that God created everything, he is not being scientific.
secondly, the book of his word.
How do we know that book is his words?
And you see, if the arguments at the beginning of this discussion were correct, and my response is simply a Freudian socially constructed God who's a projection of my wish fulfillment, I would join the crowd that say, don't you be so arrogant, don't you? You cannot be certain at all. But something else might be true, you see. The Christian claim is it's not so much us looking for God, but God looking for us.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? It's not God. It's not us looking for God. It's God looking for us. Does that mean anything to anybody? What does that mean?
And the central claim is that God became human in Jesus Christ and has revealed God to us. Now, if I want to get to know you, I could submit you to a PET scan, couldn't I? And I could attach all kinds of horrible things to your brain and so on and so forth. I'd never get to know you. But the way I can get to know you and be confident.
I wonder if he's going to use this same thing for God, because I agree with him. The only way for me to get to know anyone is to interact with them. Not in some spiritual way, but truly interact. That's how I can get to know you. That's how I can know you might love me or not. But if I don't know you and I just assume you care for me or love me, I'm probably up to be disappointed quite a bit. So I guarantee you he does not take this to the next level, which is putting God to these same standards.
Is if you reveal yourself to me as a person, you talk to me. And you can achieve a wonderful degree of confidence. And that's what a lifelong partnership between me and my wife is. But I have many other friends whom I have
he
that
sees his
degree of
wife.
confidence in. What gives me the confidence? They do.
Yeah.
They do.
They do.
Do you see what I mean?
Where's God?
It's not, it lies on me, I have to work up all this confidence. But if I get to know you as a person of character, of integrity, reliability, and so on, you are actually giving me the confidence, you see? Now, that's exactly the way I respond to Christ, that God gives me the confidence the more I get to know him. And you're quite right, I do.
I don't know what to say. Does this sound like he's responding to my believers? Can y'all be honest with me? Does he sound like he's actually saying anything? Or is he just stating a bunch of assumptions and calling that evidence? Who can be honest with me here?
Seem to be confident. I am confident, but my confidence is not based in myself. Woe betide me if it were. Because the whole essence of the Christian message is, it is not like the religions you mentioned. much good in them, of course, in their analysis of morality and what suffering means and so on. I'm not decrying that. But all of them, including some versions of Christianity, are merit systems, where I have to try and keep the rules, keep the path, keep the book, keep the way, in the hope that one day I will be accepted by God. And so therefore, your question has a deeper sting, actually, to it.
I guarantee you that's a big part of why he believes, because of the punishment. I know a lot of Christians don't like believing that, but you have some honest Christians that are like, hey, I don't want to burn in hell. I'm going to believe in Jesus. That's an honest answer. I'll take that one, but he's not saying that.
How could you possibly be so confident of God? After all, who are you? You're a wretch like all the rest of us. And I admit it, absolutely. I'm in a mess like everybody else. But the secret of my relationship with God is precisely that Christianity is not like a Harvard Medical School exam system.
You can't just say God's immaterial. You would have to prove that that is a possibility. The only things that we have ever found are what you would consider material things.
You're in this medical school. How do you know you're going to get a degree? Well, you can't. If you said, I'm absolutely confident to your professors, well, they'd say, well, we'll see, wouldn't they? We'll see. And you can't be confident. Not only that, the professors cannot tell you you're going to get a degree. Why? It's a merit system. And so many people, this is the mistake they make, and I'm so glad you asked the question because it reflects on it.
Science job is not to prove immaterial. That doesn't even make any sense. Here's the thing about science, though. Science really would go search for these things. If you're a religious, you're not really searching for anything. You're just coming up with your own answers. You have no way of testing your stuff, which means how can you know it's real? If you cannot test it, how do you know it's real? You don't live your life this way, by the way. When you go out into your everyday life, you use science, I guarantee you. You are on this computer because science works. It's amazing to me when people want to act like science isn't the best thing there is.
I think it's the same with God, that you try your best in the hope that one day God will forgive you.
If you can't test something, you can't prove it, which means it's dumb to believe it. I don't know.
And therefore, it would be utterly arrogant to say that you had assurance. But now let me illustrate this just for 1 second from my...
And when I say dumb, I get it. I think we have dumb beliefs sometimes. I have dumb beliefs, right? So I'm not saying dumb in some way that makes somebody lesser than me. I think a lot of us have dumb beliefs. We just don't let them control our lives, like this.
Marriage. I met my wife on day one at university, and she was 16. Well, there we are. And she was a beautiful vision. So what I decided to do was to propose marriage. So I brought her a cookbook. And I gave it to her, you see, and I said, look, at page 123, there's a law for making apple cake. Thou shalt take 100 grams.
He's just telling stories. He's not going to answer the question. But what I would say to him if I was in front of him is, guess what you're doing? Every story you're telling me involves an interaction with a person. So when people are trying to use relationships that we can physically see as a reference for a relationship with God, I do not think you're being honest. You do not have a relationship with God like you do with your wife, your boyfriend, your child, your favorite teacher, whatever. You do not have a relationship with them like that. Like, let's just stop pretending that they're the same. They're not the same. God does not speak to you like your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your friend or your child. Like, God is not speaking to anyone like that. You do not have a relationship like that. And it actually takes away from your real relationships, the actual people you should be caring for. And I mean just people in general. It's insane that people think that he knows it's not true, by the way.
And thou shalt take.
He knows he does not have a relationship with God like his wife. But so why is he comparing his relationship with his wife to his relationship with God? Like he's lying. I don't know. Like I don't know. One of my buddies tells me not to use that word, but like he's technically lying. He knows he does not have a relationship with God like his wife.
Take 200 grams of meal, and you shall take so much sugar and water and mix them together, and thou shalt heat it up to such and such, you make an apple cake. Very good. You see that? Yes, wonderful. Now I said, of course, I wouldn't dream of accepting you now. Now, if you keep the rules
Girlfriend
of
in
this country
Canada.
for the next 30 or 40 years,
I like that.
I'd think about accepting
I got a girlfriend. She just lives in China, you know.
But ladies and gentlemen, why are you laughing? That's how millions of people think about God. You wouldn't insult your fellow human being by suggesting your relationship with them was based on their merit, would you? And yet
What?
millions upon millions of people either think of God in that way, and equally millions and millions of people have rejected God because they think it's that way. What's the secret of my marriage, sisters?
Did he just say you don't judge people by their merit? Hold on, I got a message real fast. What the hell is this dude talking about? 1 second. Let's see. All right. Anyways. All right, back to it. I don't know. If that's what's like, of course you judge people on their merit. If you just allow people to crap on you all the time, that's not good. So yeah, you would judge people on what they do.
It is. It's that, well, goodness knows why. She accepted me at the start. I know why I accepted her, of course. And the point is, she will cook brilliantly because she knows that my acceptance of her doesn't depend on her merit. And you see, it's the same with me and God. I don't go around giving talks like this and talking to students about my faith in God in the hope that God will say, what a good boy you are. And I will maybe accept you. No, ladies and gentlemen, let me be absolutely clear. I do it because I've got the acceptance, not
He already got the acceptance, so that's why he does it, but he's not doing it for the acceptance. What if God did not accept him? That would be that might make more sense. He's like, I'm not even accepted and I still do it. He's literally just saying the same thing. I get that you love the thought of God. Yeah. Just like I get somebody loving the thought of having that girlfriend that's in Canada that's not real, right? It's the same concept. You can love things that aren't true. Like love has nothing to do with it. Like I hope you guys know that you can love things that aren't true. You can believe things that aren't true. I thought this was just a known thing. I don't know. I thought that was just normal. Thought everybody knew that. Like just because you believe something or love something does not make it true. If that's an eye opener for you guys, then I mean, I'm glad I was able to tell you. All right, that's enough of that one. I mean, that's like my normal kind of reaction videos, to be honest. I probably, if I didn't do that one on here, I probably would have done that reaction like later. But all right. Got a video coming out in 3 minutes. So if you guys could, the first hour is so important. So if I get everybody in here to go watch that video, that'd be freaking awesome. 3 minutes. Thank you guys. Thanks for those that called in. Thanks for trying to call in. Just get your Discord set up and call back. I will talk to anybody and we'll have fun. So as always, guys, I'm Jay. Throw away your feelings, open your minds, and question your beliefs. I will see you guys Friday. Peace.